Hello, everyone. Hello. Guys, cute aggressions with my cats always go crazy. I mean, put different music on. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, my cat's just enjoying himself. He doesn't go shit what I do. He's just like, yeah, mama, pet me. Pet me. Give me cuddles. Give me love. And I will. Vampy, thank you for the tier 1 in the 13. Thank you. Hello, Lumi. Joyce, was geht? Bist du... Du bist gut genug. Du bist gut genug. Hi, everyone. Guys, today is... I'm gonna stream today, and then the next time I'm gonna stream is next Saturday. Is that Captain... Don't you dare call him that. You're beautiful, stunning, Heki. Was soll Weißgold auf 10 überhaupt heißen? Mal, keine Ahnung, ne? Aber du bist so wie Weißgold. Du bist so wie Weißgold auf meinen 10. What time is it in Canada? Dude, it's literally like almost 1 p.m. And I already did laundry. I already made breakfast. I already watched a little bit of Survivor. Also, guys, I have a couple of... Okay, so I've been trying to get rid of all the giveaway boxes I still have here. And I think I have like round about 5 left here. All the other ones are shipped and gone. Rashiram, I'm Muzzy Poopsie. I was gonna dye my hair for fall winter. Should I? Look at me. I just dyed my hair black again. Of course you should. The fuck? Have you seen Game of Thrones, babes? Dracarys. Vermitus. Vermitus like Kiri. Like Kiri! Of course I have. Of course I have. Babes, I'm literally Jon Snow in female version. Without the fucking my cousin part. They're going to be a new drop soon? Yes! Yes, this weekend. This weekend on the Saturday, there's gonna be a new drop, or on Sunday, I'm not sure yet. I have to see when I finish the stuff. Because, like, most of the stuff is laying there, but I haven't done, like, the details on it yet. Because, yeah, hi, my bubalone. Because the thing was that on Friday... Was something on Friday? No, I don't think nothing was on Friday. But on Saturday, it was... Okay, it's not... Okay, so for all my Germans in here, for the Germans, for us it's really weird, right? In Germany, it's a bad omen if you congratulate someone before their birthday or even celebrate before their birthday. Over here, it's different. People don't give no shits. Like, if it fits in the timeline, they will celebrate the birthday a week before their actual birthday. Das bringt Unglück, Maus. Das bringt Unglück. Ja, das bringt Unglück. So, Matteo, which is Dante's brother, and my brother-in-law, his birthday is on Wednesday. So in 2 days. On the 25th. No, tomorrow. On the 25th. We were celebrating it on Saturday. So, the full entire day, we were celebrating that birthday. And then yesterday, we went to the birthday of Dante's grandma. It wasn't her birthday yesterday. Her birthday was almost a month ago. Did we celebrate her birthday on her birthday? Yes, we did. But it was her 90th birthday, so they wanted to surprise her with a big family thingy, but not everyone was there a month ago. So they waited until everyone was here, And then now, when everyone was there, they celebrated yesterday. Very weird. But that means every birthday is through, which means the next birthday coming is mine in December. Not cousin, but brother. Well, yeah, basically the same. Miss your old streaming room style? Do you like it much better now? It's a good question, to be fair. Would I actually, I don't mind having it the way I do right now because it's way less like in your face. Does that make sense? But I do miss having my plushies on display. Which, okay, so one in chat if you want to hear news about my house. Also, I bought a Stanley Cup. I'm the whitest bitch in the room right now. Rue, how you doing? Been waiting to buy from Name Collective since. One of your viewers, I want to ask you what size hoodie and pants usually get. I usually get medium to large, but mind you, they're so expensive. I don't buy with them anymore. My birthday's on Wednesday. Girly Pop, did that cat case of black lace sold, or did you take it out? That cat case. Cat case. You mean? Because the thing is, I have, when I take a case down, it's sold. Like, I don't just take them down. So it's probably sold. But this drop, I'm gonna make a fall drop. A Halloween drop. Ah! 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 I'm doing a Halloween drop. And it's gonna be like all fall related. So it's gonna be all like dark and whimsical and witchy. In Russia, it's a bad omen to congratulate on the birthday early. Yeah, in Germany too. And over here, it's very different. So it kind of freaked me out the first time I saw that happening. Your hair looks very cunty, very demure. Grazie. It's not washed. I have to wash it today. Okay. Yeah, I'm also a Capricorn. Is German easy to learn? Depends on the language you already speak, but I would say usually it's very hard. Okay, updates on my house. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, last time we spoke, guys, remember me. Last time we spoke, did I already have my inspection done or not? I don't think so, right? I think last time we spoke, I was waiting for the inspection to happen the following day. Okay. So, we went to the inspection, and it was the most boring shit ever. No tea, no shade, no hate. Lots of love. But, yeah, it was very boring. So, what basically happened was just that the guy was, like, going through the house and, like, saying, this needs fixing, this needs changing, this needs to be, like, there needs to be some changing done. But it wasn't overall any big things. The only thing that is like big changing is I need to find a company that can do custom built-in wardrobes. Because I'm gonna get a custom built wardrobe and I'm gonna like show you the whole process of it. Because I'm a shining umbrella. That wardrobe is gonna be the prettiest thing you guys have ever seen. It's like Coraline turns adult and gets her own wardrobe. That's what it's gonna look like. So I just need to find a company that can build it for me. And I found like a couple that do shit like that. I just haven't contacted them yet because I wanted to wait until we signed all the contracts and everything, which is gonna happen soonish. So yeah. That's what happened, guys. That's what happened. Yeah. Is your health better? A lot, yeah. I dyed my hair jet black too, but I'm low-key scared it's too harsh on me. No, girl. If you have never had black hair, you just need like a month or two and then you will never want to get back. Because you're gonna sit there at one point, 2 months from now, in front of your mirror, and you're gonna be like, this is not really black. Like, this is like brown. And everyone's gonna tell you you're delusional, like it's black. And you're gonna be like, no, it's brown. And then you're about to color your hair every single week because you're just like, it's not that black that I want. Is your hair naturally thick? No. My hair isn't thick. Maybe it looks to you guys as if it's thick. It's not. It's fragile. Pudi, was geht, Mausi Pupsi? Are you gonna keep your plushies on display in your new streaming room? I was thinking about getting a whole display wall for all my figurines and plushies. I'll see. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All I can think about is my closet. I'm just a girl. All I can think about is my closet. So it's like, I haven't really thought about the streaming room yet. I just can't stop thinking about my closet. Dude, it's gonna be I'm literally gonna, like, spend all my time in my closet. I don't give a shit, dude. Where's Laura? In the closet, babes. In the closet. I'm gonna... So when are kids coming? Dude, so you're telling me I'm supposed to move now, spend $1 bazillion on a house, spend $1 bazillion for my dream closet, and then you want me to bear children on top? Give it a break, okay? Know your limits. Give it a break. Forgive me if I have to ask. Living in an apartment, I assume do your neighbors do not noise complain against you for Danta screaming? So we don't really have neighbors, and we don't live in an. It's hard to explain because this concept doesn't exist in Europe, so I don't know how to, like, what the wording is for it. But we basically live in a standalone home, but it's like it's just one floor, and then it has a basement with like a dryer and stuff like that, and like a washing machine. Townhouse, maybe that's what it's called, but it's just like a one floor thingy, and those houses are like next to each other, so we basically have neighbors, but because they're like standalone houses, the walls are like stone, like straight up stone. So the neighbors don't really hear this. What about the little cyst in your brain? Well, I was told that apparently it's not dangerous. They were like overreacting. That's what I was told. It looks like Vanta Black. Not dark enough. A walk-in closet. Yes! Did you buy a house? Bitch, we did. Yerme, how are you doing? Dantes can bring the children. It's okay, Laura. Oh my god. I literally told Dantes, I don't know when I told him. Maybe like a year ago. I told him, I wish women could just like be like seahorses. Like they just like, they fuck. Then they like fertilize the egg and then they just give it to the man and the man has to deal with the shit. You know what I mean? That would be a crazy idea, no? Like a bungalow called, yeah, guys, I feel like in every country has a different name, but like you probably are all thinking of the same thing. Do you have an AC in the new house? Yeah. I did a sick ass tattoo you have to see. Sent. I sent it on the tattoo chat. Wait. Hi, Bubbles. Bubbliske Zoe. Bubbliske Zoe. Let me see. Meine letzte Kippe gebe ich nur dir vorher. Im Vergleich, I didn't need forever. I do anything for you. I do anything for you. Oh my god. I know a girl that has like, not as detailed. She has it more in cyber sigilism, but she has a sword on her back. And I saw it and I was like, dude, I low-key want a sword on my back, but instead of the blade, I want like writing. Does it make sense? Yo, there's a guy that literally has every single little peep tattoo. Reihenhaus? Ja, so. Halt. When you have migraines, do you have trigeminal migraines? They're called migraines with aura, and it's basically I start seeing like dots spiraling around everywhere, and then headache starts hitting, then I get stomach pain, then if it's really bad, I throw up. And all the time, like everything triggers it, like lights, heat, noises, everything. Why are you guys moving? Because you have the Japan trip, right? Oh yeah, we're like you have to understand. Just because you buy a house, don't mean you're moving into it. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we're gonna move into the house until the end of the year, just because we're doing renovations on it. And right now, the owners of the house are still living in the house, just because. So for people that have never bought a house, I didn't even know this. But what some owners do is they sell their house and they wait until their house is being sold. And then once it's sold, they start looking for a new place. So they still live in there. So we have to wait until they find their place. So I think until they actually move out and we like can do all the renovations, I don't think we're gonna move in anywhere near end of the year. Maybe even January. Which is shit, right? Because you don't want to move when it's snowing, but let's hope it won't be too bad. Bye bye, Millie. Diese Dots habe ich tatsächlich auch, habe halt immer, bei mir ist ein beidseitiges Glaskörperbetrübung, das so. Ja, ich weiß nicht, manchmal habe ich auch einfach, ich sehe auf einem Auge einfach gar nichts mehr. Es ist richtig komisch. When you have headaches, where is it? Because for me, it's like right at the end of my eyebrow, next to my eye. Yeah, like you have it probably here. I have it like all around here. Like it literally feels like someone is putting constant pressure on my head. And like it blurs my vision and stuff. Like it's shit. Do you have Googloos? What in the Google? Googloo, gloo, googloo, gloo, gloo, gloo. I mean, it's Canada, girl. Real. Dogs. Oh, no, I don't have dogs. I have cats. And they're actually both laying on the fabric right now. And now he's attacking her, even though she just wanted to sleep. They're laying on the fabric that I make your guys's book sleeves with. And now he's biting her in her mouth. Okay, that. Hecky! Will we leave her? My goodness. Ach, alles gut, Zwangs. Mir geht's mittlerweile besser, vor allem jetzt, dass Sommer vorbei ist, schon viel besser. Und ich habe auch fast alle meine Monitore aus. Weil ich kann nicht mehr 4 Monitore vor mir, ich habe jetzt nur noch 2 an. Wie oft sprichst du Deutsch im Alltag? Durchschnittlich würde ich sagen, so 1 Stunde am Tag. Wenn ich mit meiner Familie rede oder mit Freunden. Zum Beispiel jetzt in letzter Zeit habe ich ein bisschen mehr Deutsch gesprochen, weil wir halt den Japan-Trip geplant haben und wir das halt auf Deutsch gemacht haben. Und ich ja auch in Deutschland war. Ich plane wieder nach Deutschland zu gehen demnächst. Ja, aber ich würde sagen, vielleicht so 1 Stunde am Tag. Ich hoffe, so, Digga, schlimmstes Ding für mich wäre, wenn ich Deutsch verlerne. Boah, da, yalla, das geht aber gar nicht. Das geht gar nicht. Hola, ¿qué estás tomando? Agua. Ah! Health journey. It's not for health journey. It's because my migraines. Like, I need to drink more water. And, like, after the doctor told me that, like, 6 months ago, I started drinking more water. I still am drinking juices. 0 juices. But not as much as before. Saseki Masipupsi. Hallo Masipupsi. Dankeschön für den Prime Melefens. Oh, by the way, my subbies are not showing. I'm so sorry, guys. I was recording a YouTube video for you guys. By the way, if you want to pre-save this Saturday new YouTube video, it's a big one. It's a big one. A lot of work. I put a lot of work in it. I put my whole punani in it. My whole butt. My big buttsy girl. Skylana, was geht, Maus? I just moved into a house and I don't feel like unpacking. Dude, it's always like that. I'm telling you, I literally told this to Dantes the day that we moved in together. I told him, I promise you, a year into living here, we're still not gonna be unpacked. Because, dude, it's so overwhelming. And then you realize, oh, I still need these things. Oh, these I can't afford right now, so let me buy these things like next month. And then you don't want to unpack the shit, you know what I mean? So, dude, it's like a universal experience. Yo, what's up? My streamer is alive on Twitch. Oh my god, is she alive? She is. Does it help drinking water? Sadly, it helps my body. Physically, it doesn't help. I just want to have Coke. I drink sparkling water. Oh, I hate sparkling water. I always have to burp and like fart because of it. Only reason I clicked on stream is I'm going to Japan 3 weeks as well. Period. Oh my god, for how long? What are you doing? We're going to Disney Sea, bitches! Yeah! Arigato! Arigato gozaimasu! Arigato! Was ist für ein Bomboklatschstuhl? Ja. Ja, Ausrufezeichen Chair. Nicht gesponsert. What if you mix Coke with water? Okay, Theo. No tea, no shade, no hate. Do you want to poison me? Taking liquid gold and mixing it with water. Are you mental? Dude, I had an energy this morning after Dantes was at the streamer games. Red Bull texted him and was like, yo, you want us to send you some pallets of Red Bull? Yes! 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 What?
Did you call me?
No, I was like ranting about Red Bull. Yes! He thought I died. Are you gonna ERL stream in Japan? I will. Tan linda estás sin maquillaje. Ay, gracias. Look at my face. Tan bonita. Bier und Cola. Was habe ich verpasst, dass du noch 2 Monitore anhaben kannst? Ich habe Migräne. Ganz, ganz schlimm, Mausi-Pupsi. Und die 4 Monitore, das ist zu viel Bildschirm. Das triggert meine Migräne. Oh, oh, all I see is signs. All I see is dollar signs. Money on my mind. Money, money on my mind. Watch it falling from the sky. Ah! Money on my mind. Money, money on my mind. Oh! Ka-ching! Yes! Ranny, thank you for the 10 gifted. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate it. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Also, guys, new giveaway soon. This time it won't take a year to send out. Blade, what's up? Are you water with your flavor thingies? Yeah, but they low-key like don't taste that well anymore. What the fuck, du streamst mal wieder. Ja, yippie, Mausi-Pupsi. Ja, yippie. Yippie, ja, yay. Yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. How come the last one took a year? Well, it didn't take a year. It was that I sent out a couple, right? Then they got sent back to me because apparently, like, most of them were filled with the wrong shipping thingy. So then I had to wait 2 months before I went to Germany. And when I was in Germany in December, I sent out a couple. Then 3 of them came back, but they came back to like a different shipping address. So I had to figure out how to get those back. And it was just a shit show overall. So at some point, then I got sick. Then like the wedding happened in between, and then it just got so much that I was literally so overwhelmed that I just stopped doing it. And then people would stop answering me and stuff. So like overall, it put so much stress on me for no reason, you know what I mean? But now that I'm like moving, I want to get the stuff like really figured out. So like I have sent out literally all the giveaways that I had except 5 winners. They're still here because they haven't messaged me. There's one person that messaged me today that I'm gonna send out after the stream. Because I brought them all to the post office today with tracking numbers, etc. But dude, like there's still some that haven't like answered me, and the ones that didn't answer me, dude, at this point I'm just gonna re-give them away. Don't give no shits, dude. Don't get on my fucking nerves. I said they have 1 week. I literally said it here on Discord, even at some point on Instagram. 1 week, and if they don't answer me, because I have to like make sure it's still their address, I'm just gonna send it, like I'm gonna put it in a new giveaway. Do you have any tips for small streamers? Quality over quantity. Classic logistic problem. It's the fucking worst. I've seen you will move soon. Is this correct? Yes. Can I ask why? Well, the reason why is, first of all, be a streamer living in the city. You know how often people come up to us and tell us they know where we live? Very, very, very shitty. Very shitty. So we basically decided, you know what? Like, we're gonna move. Like, we were already set on like moving a while ago, but it was kind of like the wedding is coming up, and like, do we really need a house? Like, blah blah blah. But now it's at a point where it's like I want to have my friends over for longer periods, and like it's just shitty having always to pay for like Airbnb, for like hotels and stuff like that. So we said, you know what, like we're just gonna make it a thing of like, okay, when we have a house, there's enough space to let people sleep in there. And until we don't have children, those can be all guest bedrooms, you know what I mean? So, it's also better for me just because now that I have my shop and streaming, this room, I'm like outgrowing this room, which is why it's just overall a bit more comfortable having more space. It's nicer for Dantes because his room is very small. We just needed an upgrade, and we didn't see a purpose in upgrading into a bigger apartment because apartments always have an issue when it comes to neighbors and streaming. And when we think about, well, then just rent a house, renting a house, guys, has not been cheap, you know what I mean? And at that point, instead of renting a house, buy a house, and the down payment plus like the monthly payoffs, at some point the house is like yours, you know what I mean? So might as well start now instead of paying like $2,000 rent in like someone else's property to spend $2,000 in our own property, you know what I mean? So that's why we made the decision. And it's also like we want to live in a house that is functioning before we start having children. Does that make sense? Because you don't want to, like, let's say next year, okay? Let's say next year, halfway through the year, I get pregnant, okay? Imagine then we have like time rush. Oh my god, we need a house. We need more space because there's no fucking way in this house there's possibility to have children. So then we have to rush finding a house. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that shit. So, and I'm not doing another summer in this house with no AC. Like, there's just no fucking way I'm doing that. So it just the situation fit perfectly, you know? I've seen you will do. Is there any new YouTube videos coming soon? Yes, there's a big vlog coming soon on Saturday. A very long one. I think it's like 2 hours long. A week is plenty of enough time as everyone is online. They would see the message during that time. Yeah, and it's not just that. Like, I even messaged some of them double on Discord and they still haven't answered me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, at this point, what can I do? Like, I'm not gonna sit on it until they decide to message me, you know? No thing. Imagine dealing with fucking stalkers. Dude, I can't. How often do you invite friends around and does Sans ever mind? Well, I don't have friends over here. I only have friends in Germany. But like my friends come visit over here like once or twice a year. And then they stay for longer periods of times. And it's not an issue for right now. But like the problem is that there's no other bed for them. So I always have to kick out Dantes for them to be able to sleep here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have to. I have I need more space. And it's just not just that, it's also my family. Like, there's no space for my family. And when they come visit, they don't want to stay in a hotel. They want to stay with me. You know what I mean? It was even an issue at the wedding. Renting almost as expensive as buying one. Also, if you own your can renovate as much as you like. Yes, 100%. What's your favorite Pokemon? Lugia. Is a rating viewers at two's video still happening? Yeah, it will. It's just that the reason why I haven't uploaded it yet, it's because so what happened is I had a external SSD card on my PC, okay? And usually all pictures, videos, everything, every pictures that I take on my phone that I don't need because of storage, all the vlogging things, everything are on that external SSD. And what happened is that my lovely cats, my little two angels that could never do anything wrong, they lost their shit in here at one point and they bit through the cable on the external SSD. So I could have gone to like a PC place and maybe they could have like saved the stuff on the SSD, but I went there and they said they couldn't do it, so then yeah, it was shit. So it is what it is. Is a cat? No, it's not detachable. Like the imagine this is the SSD card and the cable came out of here. Like it was like a Samsung SSD card where just the plug-in was somewhere and this was going in here and they bit it off right here at the corner. Like they bit, you can even see bite marks around here that go on to here. Sucks your apartment doesn't have AC. Sucks to suck. I know, it's horrible. It's literally the worst thing on the planet because I'm literally asthmatic. Yeah? Listen, I cannot sleep in this heat, babes. I cannot. I cannot. Yeah, it's horrible. Should I start reading Fourth Wing? Well, in October, there's a new story coming out. It's not book 4, but it's like a in-between story. So if you wanna read that, I would tell you to start reading Fourth Wing now. Have you ever been to Sweden? No. Oh, wait. Dude, in my head, I was like, is Switzerland and Sweden the same thing? And then I was like, no, that's like low-key racist to say. So like, no, Sweden is the flag with the blue and the yellow, right? Sweden is a flag with the blue and the yellow, and Switzerland is the red and the white, right? Yeah, okay. I think you said you've been to Denmark. Yeah, I've been to Denmark before. I live in England. I've never seen a house with AC. Dude, in Europe, a lot of houses don't have AC. Because we have something that's called Stoßlüfte. Spent the whole summer at my boyfriend's apartment because he lives in like the cellar and it was 35 fucking degrees in my flat. Literally me. Literally me and my booty cheeks. Like my booty cheeks was literally dropping and throbbing. I could have literally collected like my ass sweat and sold that online. It's what it is. It is what it is. Okay, guys, I have a question. So I was asking on my Discord, okay? I was asking on my Discord because I'm going to Japan, right? And like, I want to do one more giveaway this year. Like, maybe like a Christmas giveaway. I don't know. And I was asking, like, if people would want me to buy stuff in Japan again and, like, give it away on stream. But then, listen, before you scream and cry and, like, show me your punanis and, like, send me titty pics, calm down. I know, it's like, a lot right now. But I was looking around my room today, okay? And I remembered that for my friends, because this is like a honeymoon, but make it with friends. Because we didn't have a honeymoon, right? So Dantes was like, yo, like, if you want to bring your friends, like I'll cover it for them and they can come with us. So to make it even, can I still send pics? Joking. Yeah, take the joking away and then send pics. Instagram, Laurinche. 3 H's. Next. So I basically was like, you know what? How can I make this experience the best one for my friends? You know what I mean? And I know that my friends, like, you know, they're like low-key like shopping addicts like me. And I'm a big shopping addict. Don't even start me. So I bought a bunch of shit for them. And it's not real. We will tell everyone it's real, and I want all of you to pretend like I just spent like $3,000. I want all of you to be like, oh my god, you're the most generous person in the world. It's all fake. It costed me like maybe like 400, 500 bucks Canadian. Which is still a lot of money. But I thought maybe buying these things for a giveaway instead of stuff from Japan would be cooler. Or maybe I get just 1 or 2 of these things and then they're like the big giveaways. Okay. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So for my friends, I bought super real and authentic Vivienne Westwood bags. Super authentic. Really realistic and super authentic. These are not fake whatsoever. At all. At all. Now everyone tell me how much money I spend and how incredible I am. So these are like, I don't know if you can see. So I have this one, like the mesh one in a different design in real. And it literally feels the exact same. It even has the Vivienne Westwood sign in the back. The little vegan logo. It has the little metal thing here. And even the inside has the realistic Vivienne Westwood sign in there. So, yeah. So I bought for both my friends 2 bags each. So this one is for one of my friends. Is she a baddie with a fatty? And she likes big bags. And we're gonna all be matching. So I bought like 2 for her and 2 for the other friend, and all of us are matching. So this is for one of my friends, and this one is for the same friend. Does it smell like chemicals? No, not at all. And this is for my other friend that is like, she likes like the bags, but she doesn't like them big. You know what I mean? So she got this one. Like, obviously it has like the thing on the inside, but I'm not gonna get that out now. And it also has like the embroidered, like this is the one I have the real one from. Like the real version. Even has like the same logo. It has the same, like it literally is, except that this doesn't feel as heavy as it does on mine. It literally feels like the bag I have. Where'd you get them from? Taobao. And then the last one is this one. Wait. Which is also with the sign inside. For the same friend. Yeah. So what I could do is, if you guys like the idea, because I know last time a lot of people liked the bags, I could get my hands on 2 of these bags and like give them away for like for Christmas. And we could decide on stream which ones to buy as well. Like, we don't need to like buy them we don't need to buy them just me. Like, I can like buy them with you guys together. I'm a baddie with a fatty. Give me just a second. How do you sign up for the giveaway? Well, we're gonna do the giveaway around Christmas time. Like, we're gonna maybe do like a subathon. And then we're gonna do like, oh, as an example, like, let's say at every 100 subs, we do one big giveaway. And then there's like a little like spinning wheel that we spin, and then it has like all the different boxes. And then we do like, as an example, box number 1, and it's like in a Christmas present, and you don't know what's in it. And then everyone in chat can like take part in the giveaway. And then once you win the giveaway, I'll open it for you and you find out what you won. You know what I mean? What's that brand again? Vivienne Westwood. I remember, I think I was blessed. Dude, the last subathon was horrible. Dude, I literally was not allowed leaving. It was so bad. Don't even start me. Okay. Just give me a second. Yeah, because they have like these guys, see? Like, they have like all the Vivienne Westwood bags. And like, I can make that possible. Like, easy peasy. Papeasy. Papazza. And they have like even other colored ones. They even have like Chrome Hearts ones. So if you guys want, like, I can look if I can find like even like Louis Vuitton ones. Even though I'm gonna be honest with you, those are a little bit harder to find on Taobao on the one that I'm using. But it's not impossible. You just need to like see if you can find them. And I could even like go for like fake Chrome Hearts shoes and stuff like that. Yeah. Let me just see, because I wanted to see. I'm going to Japan in 3 weeks, right? I wanted to buy like one more thing for like the trip, and I have to order it now because I completely forgot doing it yesterday. I have to order it now because if I don't, I will literally not get it in time. I love weird like weird girls clothing, like clothing that just make you look so fucking weird and so off-putting. Like, you're so weird, you know what I mean? But it's so good. Vivian. I even got my fake Chanel bag there. Even have it like in like this color. Ask, but how are you guys? Oh my god, last time I've checked, you and Dantas are now married? Yeah, we have been married for almost a year now. Isn't that crazy? We've been married for almost an entire year. It's gonna be a year. It's gonna be a year in October 25th. So 2 months from now? Dude. Dude, I can literally not find the bag I wanted. Life is hard out here. Just being a tiny girl. So tiny. There it is. There it is. What is a small... Are there pink ones? I don't think so, because usually what they do with the Vivienne Westwood bags is they just take like the original ones and remake them. Does that make sense? So it's like if there's not really like an existence, there's some pink bags I can see here. Oh, they actually have a pretty big amount of pink bags. Never mind, I was wrong. There's actually a lot of pink bags here. Okay, so where's my cart? Give me this. Give me that. Give me his. What is this? Okay, give me this as well. And then we do check out. How much is it gonna be? Ongi! Thank you for the prime, the fourth, baby juicy! That's close to when a new ACOTAR book comes out. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. You know what? I should get some shoes for Dantes as well. I'm just such a good wife. Living the life. Okay, we're gonna get this for Dantes. That looks fire. This and that. How much is it gonna be? Can I afford that? Will I afford that? I can't afford that. Why can I not get these things? None of AR time buy is not within the region supported by purchase. Hate my life. Okay. Now I know why it doesn't work. Dude, there's this one jacket I really want, but they apparently don't ship to where I live. Which is so dumb because it literally says they're shipping to Canada. When? It makes some explanation. When? Yeah, I can't pick it up. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't really need that stuff right now, either way. Let me just do this. And get the stuff for Yantes. I'm gonna buy him like a jacket and t-shirt with pants outfit. Need to make sure. Okay, give me a second. I just have to see if the credit card is the right one. I got it, bitches. I got it. I bought it. Say Danda's deepest secret. He's gay. How is the shipping for Taiwan's expensive? Well, I just ordered items in a price pool of, let's say, like $200. The shipping was another $200. Getting through the first ACOTAR book is a pain in the ass. That's what it is. You are Muse Queen? You. The Nightmare Before Christmas collab in Bath & Body Works sold out so quickly. I was there the day it dropped. I got all my shit. How have you been doing with your money? Are you doing better than a couple months ago? I saved up like crazy money. Got my hands on the lotions plus candles. I got body shampoo, 2 candles, disinfection bottle, and the little thing where you can plug it in, the disinfection bottle. What's your favorite tattoo? Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have a favorite tattoo just because, like, there's a lot of tattoos I really fuck with on me. You know what I mean? I can't decide. Yo, Mike, was geht? Musi Pupsi. Dude, I literally, it's so hot in here. But at the same time, the second I take my hoodie off, I'm freezing. Like, I was literally sitting in my living room with, like, little panties on and, like, my sleeping t-shirt. And then I was like, dude, I'm literally freezing. So I put this on and then I felt better and now it's too warm again. But I know if I take it off, I'll be freezing again. That chair gets bigger and bigger. That chair does not get bigger and bigger. This chair stays like this all the time. Summer gets brutal this year. Dude, this year was horrible. It was horrible, horrible. Serena! Marina! Thank you for the tier 1 and 11s. Also, guys, Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, grape. 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 Guys, I know, you know what I'm gonna eat today? I'm literally gonna have a feast of a meal. I'm gonna have salmon with spinach. Blub spinach. Blub spinach. And potatoes. Woo! Woo! It better be good. It's fucking good. I drank the entire case already. Yeah. Guys, I was thinking about doing my makeup today, but low-key, I don't think I will. I low-key don't want to do my makeup. Because the thing is, I did my makeup the last 2 days for the birthdays, and now, like, low-key, my skin is kind of, like, very sensitive. Like, you know when you, like, do your makeup, like, a couple of days in a row, and just, like, your skin gets very, like, fast red, and it's, like, literally a little irritated. That's my skin lately. So I'm like, low-key, I shouldn't. Low-key, I shouldn't. Also, I don't, like, first of all, I give so little fucks about all the people that are like, oh my god, you look so different. Okay, bitch, I do. So what now? Do you have to sleep next to me? No. Do you have to marry me? No. Do you have to have children with me? No. Do you have to spend the rest of your life with me? No. So why give a shit? You know what I mean? A different man does that already. So it's like, babes, cala a boca, puta. Cala a boca. Okay? Second of all, I don't know. I like my barefaced lately. I feel like a little tomboy. Does that make sense? Like sometimes I have these like trips in my mental where I'm like, dude, like I'm like a tomboy right now. And then there's times where I'm like more girly pop and then like more tomboy again. Like it really depends. They wish they could marry you. Dude, yesterday, we were sitting at the table, like at the restaurant where the birthday party was happening. And like Dante's aunt asked in the round of the people who there already retired. Because she was asked, like, oh, when are you gonna retire? And she was like, oh no, I love working, like I don't want to retire. So then she asked in the round, like, oh, who already retired? And then Dante's mom was like, well, I retired and my sister retired. So Dante's mother and the sister of the mother, so Dante's other aunt, they both are retired. And then everyone started looking at me, and I was just sitting there. I was like, and then Dante's mom was like, yeah, basically, she also retired. She just chooses to work whenever she feels like it. Like a good way or a bad way? In like a good way or a bad way? Stop. No, because I was really like, I was like, am I gonna take this as a compliment or like as a shot? But then I was like, low-key compliment. Because that just means her son is doing a good job. But your shop, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I basically still work because I do have a shop, I do things, I do ship stuff out, I do produce stuff, I do make money. Like, it's not like I don't make money. Even just sitting on stream is making money, right? Like, as crazy as that sounds. But it's like, I could see, yes, as an example, right? I could see how someone would look at me and be like, that's not real work. And like I can see how that makes sense to them, you know? Because like in my brain, like there was times, right, where I would hit like 12-hour days with my business, with my shop. That those are straight up business days, you know what I mean? Like that I worked like really hard those days. But it's not normal for someone to make an income of I work whenever I feel like working. You know what I mean? Not even like CEOs or self-employed people live like that. Like I feel like I'm the type of person people think self-employment is like, you know? People would look at me and they're like, yeah, that's a self-employed person. She chooses when and when she doesn't want to. When in reality, self-employed people, they still work like 8 to 10 hours a day. Sometimes they even have to work more than the average person because they have more expenses than the average person. But it's like, I'm like the picture of what people think self employment is. And like, I get how you could look at me and be like, but do you really work? I would not start a fight over it. Let's put it that way. I would not start fighting with you if you would tell me you don't think what I do is work. I would probably, to some degree, agree with you. You're a business owner? I am. I am. A business that hasn't been updated in a while, but I'm getting back to it now that I'm better. Like, as an example, today, I can show. Do you guys want to try if you want to see the fabrics that I'm working with today? You're a boss, period. Business art, tattoo stream. Yeah, but I don't really do tattoos anymore. Like, barely. Barely, barely, barely. The rest, yes. Yeah, I can show you guys. So for next drop, these are all the fabrics that I'm working with. So we have some Kindle covers. These are for the book sleeves. Then A5 book sleeves and A4 book sleeves. And then we have Kindle covers, A5 sleeve, A4 sleeves. Then again, Kindle cover, A5 sleeves, A4 sleeves, and then Kindle cover, A5 sleeve, A4 sleeve, and then same with this fabric. So we have a couple that are coming up, and then obviously I'm gonna have some more for fall, but I don't want to spoil those yet. Like I'm gonna keep that to myself for right now until I until they're like finished. Maintaining a house too. Well, that you could actually view as a job. Like, I feel like, okay, can we just talk about the fact that stay-at-home wives and moms, literally, that's like a job, and people don't acknowledge it for being a job? Because, like, let's say there's a dad, right, that works, right, 8 hours a day. Doesn't matter what job, it's a dad that works 8 hours, right? That man is a single dad. That dad would have to, let's say he's too exhausted to take care of his children, and he makes good enough money to like pay someone to take care of their children, right? He would pay a nanny, he would pay a cleaning lady, he would pay someone to like make the meals or like go out to a restaurant or whatever to buy these meals. Those are 3 jobs within themselves already, you know what I mean? And then to have like someone that you can emotionally relate to that kind of like makes up for the lack of sex, you have a therapist. You know? So it's 4 jobs that these women, most women nowadays, especially in this economy where one job isn't enough money to like take care of a family. Like these women do these 4 jobs while doing their actual job, you know what I mean? And we take that for granted. And if you're a stay-at-home person, you do all these jobs without getting paid. You're getting paid in, thanks for doing it. And like your bills are covered, right? But you have no money for yourself. Not with me though, not with me. That could never be me. That could never be me. I get paid. I told Dante from the get-go, if you ask me to do things beyond that takes like my work times and efforts into consideration, like let's say you want me to cook a meal every day at 4. If I usually stream at 4, you have to pay up for that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, like, I jump when you say jump, but then I don't get anything for it. Like, no, babes. If you retire me completely, you don't need to pay me. But as long as you don't retire me to a point where I can sit on my fat, juicy ass and don't do nothing and have a good life, you gotta pay up, babes. There is none of that, well, he pays rent. Okay. I clean. I cook. Every day when he goes to the gym, he walks into his room, there's a prepared meal on his table. But the second you ask me to go out of my daily basis, my daily routine, my finance resources, that's when you gotta pay up. Yeah. I would die to get a tattoo from you. I know what you mean. I wish I could give people tattoos. I've been contemplating getting a Kindle because I don't want to spend a lot of money on a bunch of physical books. What do you think? Good. If that's your only concern, do it. Me personally, I hate reading Kindle. I only take my Kindle with me when I fly. And even then, I prefer physical books. I don't know. I like the smell of books. I like the feeling of turning the page. It should. I'm not a big fan of reading from like an electronical device. Yukimi, thank you for the tier 1 and the 23rd. Almost 2 years, mi amore. Thank you. Hi, Matthias, was geht? Have you read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair? No, I didn't. I don't even think I've ever heard from it. Recently, an Australian politician said that it's not a job taking care of kids. Well, make him take care of them then. If it's not a job. Let's just shut down every daycare then, if it's not a job. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not a job, then why does that job exist? You know what I mean? Like, people like that, you need to put them in a world where it's like, if it's not a job, well, then let's cancel the job. Let's see how you can handle that. Like, what? Easy as that. As a woman, I work from home, but it does take me around 7 hours to deep clean my house as I have 3 cats and dogs. And you can't, like, clean 7 hours, like, every 4 days. You know what I mean? So you clean, like, a part of the house, next day the next part, and then there's still, like, working in between. There's making meals in between. There's, like, sometimes you have to go out and do things, getting groceries, like, stuff like that. Like, you don't have, like, all day long 7 hours to clean a household, How long did you stream before you actually got viewers? 2 or 3 years. Just racking up my cat's catnip, and am I a bad dad that's like flushing his weed down the toilet? Yeah, I don't give my cats catnip. Because like one of my cats gets aggressive when he gets it. Like he always starts biting the other cat. I don't know why. Because they never fight. I prefer physical to have Nook, but it collects dust. I know what you mean. So im Kopf zu denken, du liest nicht, du bist der Main Character. Ja, ich check, aber ich kann das einfach mit Kindle nicht. Geht einfach nicht. Mit Buch geht es, mit Kindle geht es nicht. With buying a Kindle, though, prices have been rising bad because of the microchip thingy, and also they are cheapest within the Amazon Black Week days. Yeah, and it's not just that, like, even if you have the whole, like, thingy, mind you, you can't read every single book if you have Kindle, what is it called? Kindle Plus, Kindle Exclusive? Wait, let me see what it's called. It's called Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you still don't get all the books you want to read, So if there's like a book you want to read that isn't in Kindle Unlimited, you still have to like pay up for it, you know what I mean? And they're not cheap. Like they still cost like $5 to $10. There's ways to like crack your Kindle to get them for free, but you have to look into that. Like I'm not gonna support that. Amazon sponsor me. Sai, what's up? Being a stay-at-home mom is constant work is crazy. It is. Hi Cinnamon, how are you doing? Aus welchem Teil von Deutschland kommst du? Rate. Ich geb dir einen Tipp. Ich lieb die Currywurst. Tweaking on the cat, Za. Real. Did you feel jealous when Dunst did the e-girl troll on that league coach and the guy legit thought he was a real girl? Wait, so you're asking me if I got jealous because my husband pretended to be a female and got hit on by a dude? Girl, we've went to a Korean club and Dante Scott approached twice, right? Twice he got hit up. Not by women. Nay. None of us got hit up. Asked for Instagram or anything. The only person in the group that got hit up was Dantes by 2 gay men. I couldn't be happier. My man gives off feminine, prostitute. He's giving slut. He's giving anti-masculine. I couldn't be happier. That's my little bitch. Oh, I'm so happy. I have my little princess on my 2 arms. I'm carrying like that. I couldn't be happier. What do you mean? Everyone thinking he's gay? Fuck yeah. Imagine everyone would be like, oh my god, what a man. No, 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 nay, nay. That's my little princess. That's my little princess. Not just the house, it's also mowing the lawn outside. Yeah, especially if you have a house, like it's even more work, you know? Bayern. Ja, nee, Digga. Ich komme aus Berlin. Every day there's still something. Ich aus Bayern. Also, das ist ja crazy. Das ist verrückt. Bayern ist das krass rassistischste, rechte Örtchen in Deutschland, das es gibt. So, wenn es noch so Rechtsradikalismus Hardcore gibt, der einzige Ort, wo du das hauptsächlich findest, ist Bayern, Digga. Wenn da eine Person, keine Ahnung, eine schwarze Person, eine asiatische Person, eine Latino-Person, jemand, der einfach nicht weiß aussieht, rumläuft, ist das direkt so Staatsattraktion. Du checkst das gar nicht. Ich mit Tattoos und Piercings. Nee, Maus. Ich komme nicht aus Bayern. Nichts gegen Bayern. Doch, ein bisschen, doch, ehrlich, actually, bisschen was gegen Bayern. You don't need, every day there's still something to clean up, wipe, especially with animals. It's crazy. And now, mind you, there's women that have like 3, 4 children. Bah! You don't need to crack your Kindle for Anna's archives. Nah. Don't know how that works. Vermisste Berlin manchmal? Nee, nur Döner. Flip it and chip it. What about that one scene where he played with the OF girls? I was surprised seeing that. I have to be careful how I say this. Let's say I was sitting in the living room and Dantes came running into the living room telling me, Laura, they lied to me. There's not the 2 boys that were in there, and now I have to play with prostitutes. Should I still do it or not? And then I was like, can you win money? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, then do it. We're buying a house, dude. Like, you become a prostitute now. So then he became a prostitute for a little bit, and then after the stream, I shit you not, that guy comes up to me, and this is like things people don't know, right? He comes up to me, and he gives me a check, like a handwritten check, and he tells me, the prize money I won today, take it and spend it in Japan as much as you want to. So no, I'm not pressed about anything, babes. I'm not pressed about anything. Yeah, money! Yeah, I'm doing fucking good, dude. Trust me. Are you heading doing way better? May I please see your left hand tattoo? My boyfriend is bodybuilder and it's actually getting more attention from men. Period. Nesli. Wäre es wie eine Beleidigung für dich? Low-key. Low-key it is. Weil ich bin, also ich würde nicht sagen, dass ich linksradikal bin, aber ich bin schon das linkste links, dass du so im linken sein kannst, außer Radikalismus. So, und okay, stimmt auch nicht wieder. Ich würde schon sagen, dass ich sehr links bin. Ich habe aber manche Ansichten, wenn es so um Social Media geht, die jetzt vielleicht nicht mit den meisten linken Opinions, Meinungen zusammenpassen würde. Aber per se würde ich jetzt schon sagen, so politisch gesehen, gesellschaftlich gesehen, bin ich schon sehr, sehr links. So, hab Immigrantenfamilie. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? So, wie kann man da nicht links sein? Checkt ihr, was ich meine? So, also wäre schon doof und dämlich von mir selber, wenn ich da nicht links wäre. So, Digga, ich hatte, so, Bre. Ich hab Familienmitglieder, die wegen dem Austrian Painter gekillt worden sind. Weil, okay, kurze Storytime. Ich habe jüdische Familie. Nicht, weil wir aus dem arabischen Reich Israelis kommen, sondern weil back in the day, als das ganze Ding runterging in Deutschland, war das so eine Sache, wo, wenn du geflüchtet bist nach Israel, weil da hatte meine Familie Freundschaft, also Bekanntschaft, du durftest nicht in das Land, wenn du nicht die jüdische Religion hattest. Also ist meine christliche Familie gewechselt in den jüdischen Glauben, um da Zuflucht zu finden. Und dann sind sie aber irgendwann wieder zurück und dann hat auch nicht jede Familie geschafft, so. Und deswegen, ja, wäre es ja dumm und dämlich von mir, wenn ich rechtsradikal wäre, Digga. Ja. Ist schon crazy. Also Bayern zu mir zu sagen, ist schon verrückt. Das ist, nee, Digga. Das ist schon fast so, als würde man mir sagen, dass ich irgendwie so aus Sachsen-Anhalt oder so komme. Das ist auch verrückt. Was ist unter NRW? Ist unter NRW Mecklenburg-Vorpommern? Da gibt's, nee, da ist noch ein anderes. Nee, nicht Hessen, da ist noch was anderes. Unter NRW ist noch was. Baden-Württemberg. Ist es Baden-Württemberg? Saarland! Saarland ist auch Low-Key Beleidigung für mich. Also wenn man mich, wenn man mir sagt, ich komme aus dem Saarland, ist das auch für mich schon, das ist schon krass. Also das ist für mich auch schon ein bisschen eine Beleidigung. Nicht, dass ihr euch jetzt beleidigt fühlen müsst, wenn ihr aus dem Saarland kommt. Für mich ist aber eine Beleidigung. Die Incest-Jokes werden da niemals rausgehen. Politik in Deutschland ein totes Ding. Was ich mitbekommen habe, real. Say my boyfriend so, deshalb sagen die Österreicher auch, dass die Bayern zu denen gehören. Pff. What does it mean when your ex says they want to be friends and then all of a sudden they block you on Insta? That you're stupid. Who the fuck is gonna be friends with their ex? Are you fucking stupid? You won? Bah. Dude, I just got money. Like, I don't give a shit. That man gave me a check and was like, have a nice day, my lady. Thank you for letting me play this. And I was like, baby, say less. Give me that money. Give me that money. No, I'm probably gonna spend it on, like, food. No, I already spent, like, $1,000 of it just for, like, to buy tickets for everyone. Obviously including Dantes. Like, I don't just spend money like a dumb bitch. Even though I sometimes want to. I got banned in his fucking chat because I asked whatever you were okay with it. Wait, are you still banned in his chat? If you're still if you're still banned in his chat, I can unban you. She's living the good life, I am. Bist du umgezogen? Fast, noch nicht ganz. I'm unbanned after arguing with his mods because I was concerned for you. Period, queen. As you should be, though. That's like real girl shit, you know what I mean? Kannst ja nichts für deinen Spawnpoint, das, was ich meine. Checkst du? Hamburg oder Berlin von der Stadt her? Hamburg low-key ratchet as well. No hate, though. So, Hamburg ist auch low-key. Ist so schön mal zu sehen. Die haben schönere Scenery so als Berlin. Muss man schon sagen. So, sieht schon schöner aus. Vor allem so am Hafen, Digga. Ist schon schöner. Vor allem im Sommer. Und dann so ein richtig schönes Fischbrötchen. Boah. Aber overall Berlin. Do you think about marriage? Well, I am married. So, I don't think about it actively. But I am married, so. YouTube video soon? Yeah, on Saturday. What are you drinking? I'm drinking Vata and Dr. Pepper Zero with blackberry. I thought it was grape, but it's blackberry. I missed you. Do you not play games anymore? Listen. It's not that I don't play games anymore. It's just like there's so much going on in my life, and like I get very, very fast overwhelmed with everything. Like you have to understand right now I'm dealing with my shop. Well, I was dealing with my shop because I was not shipping to Europe. Now I fixed it. Now I am shipping to Europe. Which means I have to make new products again. Then on top of that, I'm still like trying to get kind of back into like streaming and stuff like that. The problem is just with streaming is that I'm just overwhelmed with the whole like charade of the streaming. And then on top of that, I'm dealing with the house buying right now. Then I was dealing with my health, and then I was dealing with the marriage. So it was just like one thing after another, where I just felt like so overwhelmed and so outdone and so there was so much going on. Then the giveaway things I was trying to give away. Now I'm like currently trying to sell a bunch of my stuff. By the way, guys, this is like a worldwide thingy. If you want to buy some of my plushies and stuff, I'm actually uploading them today on my Depop. I'm selling some of my stuff before I move. So if you want to check that out, you can later on. I'm gonna like send the link one more time into Discord later. But yeah, I'm trying to like get rid of stuff like that right now. So it's just overall like a bunch of stuff that is happening where it's like, yeah. I just don't have the mind to sit in here and play video games. Like as an example, like it was also way too hot in here to actually like play video games on my PC. Berlin ist ekliger, aber hat einen geileren Vibe. Yeah, real. Boohoo! Thank you for the tier 1 and the 36. Thank you so much. Welcome. Been getting moving hacks on IG. To be honest, I enjoy chilling, listening to you talk. It's the best. Just checking in on ya. Yeah, I have like a moving / live / vlog type of style video coming out on Saturday. I have to still like upload all the videos for my editor. I haven't done that yet, but hello, Papa. That's my dad, guys. That's my father. Yeah. So that's gonna be coming. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be right back in a sec. I just have to go to the toilet. Oopsie! Dude, guys, literally, worst thing ever is when you go to the toilet, okay? When you when you go to the toilet and the hair has to go up because it's like a serious shit. It's like it's that serious. And then you know what the worst thing is? When you sit there and you just want wet wipes to like clean up your ass and they're empty. So now you gotta like use fucking 2 tons of like dry ass paper towels to get that sheen cleaned up. Don't try me. Don't try me, dude. Don't try me. Don't try me. When we move into our house, I will literally make it a point to have like 700 boxes of wet wipes next to me. Like, it's horrible. It happens all the time to me and I hate it.
You're not allowed being that beautiful, so you better stop or it's illegal.
So if you want them to leave, just don't answer. Like, freeze up. Thanks for the detailed description. No problem. Is Canadian toilet better than European one? Probably the same, dude. It's just toilet paper. Hot summer period shits and having to put... Oh my god. Oh my god. Having your period in summer is literally the worst thing ever. Because it's like... You're already wet in your punani area. And then like there's sweat there. And like if you don't change your pads... Like literally every hour or two... That pad is soaked in sweat. And like the blood in there smells literally like you haven't changed your pad in like 2 weeks. It's horrible. It is horrible. Especially for people that like don't use the period cup or like the tampons. Sometimes it's so serious that you have to get naked. Those are crazy though. Like those happen once in a blue moon though. Periode mit Arschwasser ist mein Endgegner. Das ist, was ich meine. Sounds like a good time. It's not. It's not. It's literally not. I can never make out if I'm leaking or if it's sweat between my ass cracks. I just saw a video, actually. Funny that you bring up periods. I just saw a video of a woman saying... Okay, this is maybe like a very dumb take and maybe you guys can educate me. But there's like this take about women items like period pads and stuff like that should be free. But I don't understand why people think that. Because like obviously it's a necessity that we women have to deal with and men don't. But it's like, in my brain, it's like, are we getting food for free now as well just because we need it to survive? Like as an example, I need food more than I need a period pad, you know what I mean? Don't mean that I'm getting the food for free. Like, don't get me wrong, I would be happy if like we would get shit for free. But it's just like, in my head, I'm like, but like, then let's make food free. I heard the theory that if it was necessary for men, then it would be free, but I don't know. Would it be though? Would it be though? Because like as an example, right? A beard, right? You can't let a beard grow forever. Like that's very unhygienic. Like having a beard like in your face, like it's not obviously the struggles that come with beards, like something so different from beards, but like a beard, right? That shit can actually give you an infection if you don't take care of it. We don't make razors for free. You know what I mean? Like women still use them, don't get me wrong, or like diapers. If there's like humans, you know, they're like incontinent, like older people, they also don't get that shit for free. They didn't choose to have that. And it's only something like older people have to deal with, not young people, you know what I'm usually. Not saying that there isn't any. Wenigstens billiger wäre echt toll. Ja, aber dann ist halt, also ich will jetzt ja auch nicht irgendwas verteidigen, weil ich mir halt denke, Digga, wenn halt wer umsonst, wäre halt geil. So, Digga, ich benutze Periodenpads. Aber wenn es halt um Geld geht, kauft ihr so einen Periodencup. Übelst günstig und die halten so gefühlt dein ganzes Leben. Okay, das ist nicht true, aber die halten übelst lang und damit minimierst du deinen Müllgebrauch als auch deine finanzielle Situation. Und die sind hormonell gesehen, körperlich gesehen, das Beste, was du machen kannst. $7 for tampons, hella crazy. Yeah, but you shouldn't even use tampons, guys. Like, you shouldn't. Like, they're actually dangerous. Debbie, thank you for the prime and the aid. Thank you so much. I think we should get it for free because you can tell me that pack of tampons would personally go through a whole pack each month because I have such a heavy period and rather change a lot than having worse cramps. It should be $7 a pack. But you shouldn't, like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it. I'm just saying, like, I get it that it would be, like, nice because it's, like, an extra expense, you know what I mean? But then it's, like, every like, group of people that are now struggling with something that they didn't choose to have, do we have to make it, like, all free now? You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I don't like the idea of it being free. Like, it would benefit me, right? So why would I be mad about it? For me, it's more like an understanding thingy. Because, like, for me, it's like, there are things where I, like, think, like, oh, there's groupings of people that could, like, they could, like, need free shit more than I could need free shit. You know what I mean? And, like, if you want it cheaper, there's always ways to make it cheaper. We should do makeup free, prove me wrong, period. That's some good that's some good shit right there. With the amount we are paying for health insurance, it should be covered by them. I think what is, like, with the amount of healthcare, I think, like, a period cup, like every 3 months or, like, every 6 months, you're allowed to get one free period cup. That should be included. That I agree with. That I agree with. But, like, tampons are, like, a comfort thing. Like, tampons, every doctor you will go to will tell you a tampon is the worst thing you could do for your period. It should be more normalized to have free pads, tampons available too. But a lot of places have that. It's just that humanity steals them. Like, a lot of places, people just steal them because they can't be, like, good. Like, you have to understand, humans are rotten individuals. Like, you're gonna see, like, a card that says for people that don't have money to afford food, and it's gonna be, like, fresh food, and I'm gonna tell you all the people with jobs and, like, income are gonna, like, grab, like, half of the tray just for themselves, even though they can afford food. Like, humans are rotten from the inside out. Why do people exist where half of their network could solve world hunger exist while billions? I actually was talking about this with Dantes yesterday. I actually told Dantes that I think a great thing that we should do is that we should cap of what people can make. Does that make sense? Like, wealth can still exist, you know? Like, I'm not pressed about people buying designer shit and whatever. But, like, as an example, I don't think you should make in a month as much as, like, what, like, a whole city needs to make to, like, afford their first homes, you know what I mean? I think we should put, like, a cap on how much the individual human being can make in, like, let's say a month. And with that, like, a year. And everything on top of that needs to go into either company development, not stocks, not investments, not none of that. Because, like, as an example, right? Like, correct me if I'm crazy by saying this, but, like, someone like Jeff Bezos, you know what I mean? Like, that guy has so much money. He's so loaded. That guy could literally provide for, like, let's say his family tree would be as big as like, let's say, like Germany, like Berlin. His family could have as many living people in Berlin, which is like batshit crazy, because in Berlin, how many people live in Berlin? Like 8 million? Is that like an accurate number? How many people live in Berlin? Let's say there's like 10 million people that live in Berlin. 10 million. I think it's 8, but let's say 10 million. Even if there would be 10 million people in Berlin, and there's his like family tree from his mother's side, his dad's side, his wife's side, his children, all their friends and their families, he would still be the richest guy on the planet. And he could provide for them all a luxurious lifestyle. Like how is that even possible? You know what I mean? Like, no human needs that much money. And some humans, they just want to make money to have the money. That's some crazy shit. Having money just to have money is like a crazy thing. Like you're for what? Like, you're gonna, like, dude, your wife already looks like she's gonna die tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that facelift is holding on for its dear life. And dude, you're also not the youngest anymore, like, with one leg, you're already in the casket. Why would you need that much money? You know what I mean? Like, there's really no reason. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, give it to me. Like, dude, I don't need the money. You know what I mean? I'm a privileged position that I have enough money to build my future for me and my children, the future, and my family. You know what I mean? But it's like as an example, if Dantes and I were millionaires, like millionaires, let's say like having 2-3 million on our bank accounts, which we don't have, obviously, I would constantly make it a point to like benefit other people. Like, as an example, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not anywhere near being a millionaire. And even I make it a point that I always donate shit. Constantly am donating shit left and right for animals, for single mothers with children in abusive situations. I constantly make it a point to Christmas that we provide like churches that like make meals and stuff with like money so they can buy more stuff. Like, and mind you, like I don't have money that can change people's lives. Those people have money that can change people's lives, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, open like a store in like a couple of countries where you like employ some chefs, and the only way you can go in there and like actually get a warm meal, like a nice fresh meal, a shower, maybe a new pair of clothing, is if you can prove that you're homeless. You know what I mean? And that wouldn't even make them like broke, you know what I mean? Which is the craziest thing to say. Like, that wouldn't even make them like anywhere near like broke. Eat the rich. No, you know what I love? Oh my god, this is my Roman Empire. When rich people say that. Eat the rich. Hi guys, this is my $16,000 haul from Cartier and Chanel. And this is all I bought for my friends because I just love my friends so much. And guess what? All my friends are also loaded as fuck. But like, I just love giving them gifts. What? What? Like, make your friends some gift. I don't know. Like, buy them like I don't know, like give them like the $100 bag, which is already like a good amount of money. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just spent $3,000 on every single one of my friends. But eat the rich. Babes, the call's coming from inside the house. The call is coming from inside the house. It's one big club and you ain't in it, I often say. Well, yeah, obviously. But it's just like even like that most guys, most individuals that say eat the rich, they're the rich. Like, shut up. Like, I would say I'm high middle class, but I'm not rich. I'm far. What do we consider rich, guys? What do we consider rich? Because, like, as an example, I could not walk into a designer store and buy designer. I couldn't. Like, as a couple, with me and my husband, we could not afford that. I wait at the window, me watching from outside. 1 million. But like 1 million in your own bank account, or like 1 million in like your company made that or whatever. Like you own like 2 houses and 4 vacays a year, 4 plus vacations a year. Yeah, I could also not afford that. Being able to buy a house, Loki feels rich these days. Depends though. Because like if we're talking about buying a house, we're talking about loans. And it's not hard getting a loan. Like, as an example, me and Dantes, we didn't pay our house in cash. Dude, we could not afford that. But, like, we took a loan out to, like, buy the house. Because, like, as an example, my cousin, right? My cousin is a police officer in Germany, in Berlin. And his fiance, she's also a police officer. They just bought a property and are building their house on that property right now because they took a loan out. They both of them took on a second job now so they can afford like spending money on the side, because like all their like average income is going to the house building right now. So like that isn't rich. It's a higher middle class, but it's not rich. Also, people say money doesn't buy happiness. Hand them over. Let me show you. Look, I always tell people money doesn't buy happiness. And the reason why I say it is because there's no world in which anything that can be bought can make you feel happy. The only thing money can do is make you feel calmer and secure in your position. Because a lot of people, their unhappiness roots in the issue of not being able to pay rent, to pay groceries, to buy gifts for their families for like Christmas or whatever. That's where a lot of unhappiness comes from. Not being able to take like once a year vacations, even if it's just a little like remote town that you can drive to, like having the pressure of constantly working. I would say if that's where pressure and unhappiness roots in, then that's something money can take from you. But as someone that came from nothing and got something, let me tell you, when I first started to have money, not just like $500,000 on my bank account, like my bank account being loaded of like 50 grand, right? And that's like not even rich. But in my world, where like me and my family, like sometimes we're like struggling, had to turn around every penny, like that was rich, you know what I mean? And I felt the loneliest ever, because then it turned into a thing where people were like, oh, it's crazy, I saw clips of you here. And then people that never spoke to me started speaking to me, and it's like people that used to be my friends started kind of like seeing me more as like a money-making machine. And it's kind of like their attitude started changing around, like, let's say we would go eat. I would always pay for my friends. Like, I'm the last one that isn't willing to pay. But if you sit there and you expect me to pay, then I have an issue with it. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of that changed. And even relationships. I had a relationship before Dantes where the guy was literally like, he would not introduce me by being like, oh, this is my girlfriend. He would be like, oh yeah, you know who she worked with? You know what she got paid for this collab? You know how much money she made with that? And it's like, dude, like I'm not some like Chanel bag you can like hand around. So I would say not having money has its up and downs the same way having money has its up and downs, you know? But like most people's unhappiness comes from not being secure financially in their life, which obviously would be cured if they had money, right? Because like usually when you tell, like if someone says money doesn't buy happiness, they're talking more about like friends, family, loved ones, spending time. Like as an example, if your parents like die, no money in the world will bring them back, you know? Like you could be bloated and you could be broke, you know what I mean? So there's like things where I'm like that if that plays into your happiness, 100% money can buy that, but then there's also like sides to having money that are very downsides, right? But like it's like that one girl, you remember when she was saying like, oh, like she's like a OnlyFans prostitute, and then they asked her like, oh, like how's that gonna be for your children? And then she was like, yeah, I'd rather have my children cry in a Lamborghini than a Honda. And it's like, how about we just don't make our children cry? Doesn't matter if it's in a Lamborghini or a Honda, you know what I mean? Like how about making that a priority? And the middle class getting smaller, it is like the rift between poor and rich is getting so much bigger. I've looked at house loans and how much I'd had to pay a month if I took out, like, I would not be able to afford to pay that loan and survive. But again, it depends where you buy houses and stuff. Like, as an example, me and Dantes could have gotten the same house we bought for cheaper if we would have gone into like non-remote areas. You know, like let's say like into like more of like a woody area and like a more outside area that isn't near the city, or if we would have gotten a smaller house than we have, that also contributes to it. Like it really depends, but like based on how my family, and mind you they live in Berlin, right, seeing that you can pay, like you get a loan for like 300,000 euros as two people, which is like 150 per person, and you can build like on a small property a small little house that you can then in the future build out. It is possible with a good job, right? And it's not a job that makes you rich. But like I agree that the housing market is expensive as fuck right now. Like we've looked at some houses and we've been like, dude, we can never afford these. The real rich are the 1% that are hoarding most of the wealth. Those people would view those with even 5 million in their bank account as poor chums. I want to be poor chums. It's just a lot of stress being able to afford just basic needs and having just a little left over. Yeah. A jet ski would be my happiness. Well, good for you, Wonky. Wealthy middle class people who cry about being paycheck to paycheck because they're bad with money are the real issue. I wouldn't say so. I would say if you cry about being paycheck to paycheck while you're like buying shit like there's no tomorrow, like obviously you're like you're not the issue. You're just like in issue by yourself. like you have some mental problem. Like as an example, I have nowadays I have, but like let's say like a year from now, like back a year back, I was poor as fuck. Not like poor and like I didn't have a house, like I was just broke. Not poor, sorry, wrong wording. Not poor, I was broke. Like I literally had 0 cents in my bank account, zero. But I still, but I had a partner, right, that was providing in the household because he makes more money than me. But I don't view my partner's money as my money. Like I'm not entitled to my husband's money at all. You know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I don't feel like I'm entitled to his money. So if someone asks me like, "Are you rich?" Fuck no, dude. Like me myself, I'm not rich. Is my partner rich? Also no. Is he like upper middle class and could be rich in like a couple of years from now? Maybe if the years go well. But like me myself, I'm broke, bitch. Used to be. Now I've accumulated a little bit of money just for like just in case something goes wrong, you know what I mean? Always is good having like a plan B behind you. But yeah, but like if people sit there and they're like, oh yeah, like, oh, I have all these things that I buy myself constantly, but like I cannot afford food. Like, you're actually like dumb. Like, what? Are you planning on being strict with your kids? Explain what you mean strict. Like, do you mean strict in like a sense of like manners, school, or do you mean more strict in like social media, blah blah blah? And will you move to your new house? We don't know yet because we're still waiting on the lady to tell us when she moves out with her hubby dubby. Finally got my house solo after saving for 8 years. Good for you, you know what I mean? Like, good for you. I'm just saying it's not impossible to get a house. It's just like it is harder, obviously. Like, just mind yourself, like a couple of years ago, our parents would pay like 50 grand for a house that's like now $1 million, you know? Like, it is 100% more expensive, but it's like, it's not impossible. It's just, especially when you're young, it's something you shouldn't think about. I live in Europe and I'm lucky. I work in IT and I'm pretty comfortable now, but society doesn't literally support living alone. Nothing is meant to be bought alone, basically. Low key. The Epstein class is the real issue. Agree. I love how you approach things. Grazie. How many years have you been getting tattoos? Since I've been 18. And I turned 26 soon, so 8 years? How do you plan on raising your kids? Because you look pretty decided with the way you want to live, and I love that, so I'm trying to see your view. Well, one thing as an example, I will never tell my kids until they're like old enough is that Dantas is a streamer. My kids are gonna grow up learning that he like does editing or like he works as a creative producer or something like that. I will not bring the whole streaming thingy into their world. I want to raise my kids as far away from technology as possible. Obviously, in our society, that is not as easy said than done. It's easier said than done, just because everything is so digitalized nowadays. But I will try my best to raise my kids the way I was raised, like with old DVDs and TV and movie that is low stimulant, like old Barbie movies, old Disney movies, and not all the new shit that's like ADHD, Bluey, like Miss Rachel and all that shit. Like I don't want that stuff. And also for me, it's really important. I want me and my partner to be a representation of a good relationship. Like, I want me and Dantas to be at a point when we are gonna have children where we're so in tune with each other, which we already are, right? But like, you can always be greater and better. But I want us to be so in tune with each other that our kids look at us and they aspire to be like us, you know? And for me, it's like a thing where I also think that we make a lot of excuses, but I'm talking from a privileged position, right? Like, as an example, when I talk about men in pregnancies, right, or men in raising children, if you have a guy next to you that doesn't wash dishes at all, doesn't even know how to do it, that doesn't cook, that doesn't clean, that does none of that shit, you're gonna raise a bastard of a son. Like, he's gonna look at his dad and be like, if he doesn't have to, why the fuck do I? I'm not having any of that. My children are gonna grow up Montessori. They're gonna grow up as independent human beings as fast as I can. I will make them as independent as possible. I'm not gonna raise a son that's gonna be a burden on his future wife. And I'm not raising a daughter that's gonna break her back for a guy. Like, it's not happening. I'm gonna raise my kids very independent, they can self-sustain. And then if they choose to go a different route, that's on them. Like, if my daughter wants to be a stay-at-home mom, my son wants to be a stay-at-home dad, or he wants to be like a provider, or my daughter wants to be a provider, do whatever the fuck you want to do. But the way I raise you, you can do things. You have options. You are able to do or not do. You know what I mean? But there's so many women nowadays, or like, oh, dude, cringiest shit ever is like moms that almost make out with their sons. Like, they're like, oh my god, my son, like, no one will ever love my son as much as I love him. Like, dude, stop. Stop. Like, dude, you're not supposed to fuck your own son. Like, you're so cringe, dude. Like, no, like, girl, boy, don't give no shits. You're being treated the same way. You do dishes, you do dishes. You do laundry, and fuck off. Like, what? I tatted my son. Oh. Du musst ja nämlich auf Tätowieren, das wird life-changing. Wann geht ihr auf Tour? Warte, du hast gesagt Ende des Jahres. Ich bin im Oktober in Deutschland. Ich habe noch nicht gebucht, aber ich wollte im Dezember. Könnte schwer werden. Muss gucken. Aber wäre geil. Aber ich muss gucken. Aber wäre geil. 2 a.m. Thank for the prime this 22nd. That's my first impression of what I'm hearing. Nah. It's a good impression, hopefully. My ex's mom was like that. I was hell because she was rude to me. Dude. No one can love my baby boy as much as I can. Okay, weirdo. Incest. Da muss irgendwie klappen. Ich mache möglichst sonst 2 Flug. Ja, Digga, ist nicht wegen Flug oder so. Ich kann dir nachher schreiben. Weil die Sache ist, wir haben uns gerade ein Haus gekauft. Und wenn ich mich nicht täusche, fange Renovierung Ende Oktober an. Und dann muss ich hier sein. Ich muss gucken. Ich schreibe dir. Trying to parent kids right in an environment where everyone else just does. And I've seen that around me where the kids just want to fit in. And if they don't, they just get bullied. Yeah, but if you have someone like me, like, my kids don't get bullied. Trust me. Like, if my kid gets bullied, first thing I do is pick you out of that school and put you in a private school. And if that doesn't work, you're being homeschooled. I don't give a shit. Like, the second my kid gets bullied and my kid tells me I don't want to go to school anymore, you don't have to. You're in a privileged position where your parents made good amounts of money. You don't have to. You don't have to. Like, don't. School's not doing you well. You're telling me, okay, we're homeschooling you. It's as easy as that. It's putting more pressure on me as a parent at that point. But, like, fuck no. I'm gonna be streaming more. Yeah. Yes. I have 1 more week of a break, and on Saturday we start having new YouTube videos coming out, and then I'm gonna stream more. When will you cosplay as Dantes? I'm doing it right now. Pretty Princess cosplay. Me too, thank you for the tier 1. I mean, yeah, a lot of people say that, but it doesn't always happen. Like, the kids don't always tell. Yeah, but you have to understand, like, it also depends on how you raise your children, right? It depends really harshly on how you raise your children. A lot of parents just don't raise their children right. Doesn't start streaming on TikTok. Try New Rocks or not? Dude, actually, New Rocks are like, I love them. I love New Rocks. Yeah, buy them. Period. That's the right thing to do, but the environment is like that due to lack of parenting and loads of just iPad kids. And then you have, like, if you choose to have a kid in an environment like that, you need to present them with an environment. And obviously, this is, like, way, way easier said than done, right? Because most people cannot afford private school. Most people can't afford homeschooling because they're working, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, nowadays, in my opinion, it's such a harder thing to, like, set your mind on, oh, I'm gonna have children or not. Like, there's so much more to think about than it used to be. Wie geht's deinen Kopfschmerzen? Viel, viel besser. Vor allem jetzt, nachdem das Wetter besser geworden ist. What if the kid comes home from school and sees all the technology other kids have? How are you going to explain that to them? Because I think that's going to be the hardest part about keeping them away from technology. Well, it's not that you keep them away from technology. You just make them aware of the harm it does. And you explain it to them. Because a lot of things is like, a lot of times kids rebel because it's like, Mom, I want this. And then they're like, no, you can't. You won't. And then it's like, it doesn't explain anything to the kid. But if you explain to them, you know, like, a lot of these kids, They're bad in school. They are losers. They are gonna turn out to have nothing in life. And me and your dad, the only reason why we have nowadays what we have is because we chose to not do it and concentrate on other things. And it's also like you have to understand the reason why a lot of these kids like go on to technology is because they need stimulations. But if your kid doesn't need stimulants, because we're not talking here about a two-year old coming to you, right? We're talking here about preschool. And mind you, preschools usually don't allow telephones in school. So the only times that they could see that stuff is waiting outside of school. So let's say you homeschool your child in preschool and only send it to school in high school. They're already like a grown teenager. Like usually stuff like technology influences kids in like usually like later preschool. But if you counter that like ASAP, like I've seen that happening, and it's something you have to sit on, and you have to be sometimes like the bad guy. But as long as you give them things that like reinforce good behavior, they're not gonna do it. Like as an example, a lot of people, they don't have the amounts of money or the time or whatever to make their children go to music classes, to dance classes, or gymnastics or whatever. So a lot of the times all the kid does is be at home, and then they want to go on their phones, they want to do video games, whatever. And it's like, I wouldn't want that, you know what I mean? Like I want a kid that like has all these after school things where they can go to. Obviously it's all chosen, and at the end of the day you don't know if they're gonna go with it or not because it's their choice. But it's just like, just having that opportunity, it really depends. And it's also a parent's mindset, right? If you see your parents constantly annoyed by raising you, being annoyed by you being around them, like just being like always on their phones, like it's super hard, right? But if you have parents that are like constantly, like as an example, I'm from Berlin, right? I grew up around everyone drinking like there was no tomorrow. Like all my friends, everyone was drinking, going to parties, and yada yada yada, smoking. And I grew up in a household from my dad's side that was anti-alcohol, like severely anti-alcohol. Not because we had an alcoholic in the family that I knew, but just because they had an alcoholic in their family. So once I was born, they were like, yeah, no one is touching alcohol in this household. And if you see your parents never drinking, never smoking, you don't feel the need to do it. I've never dranken and smoked until I was in my early 20s. And I only started then doing it because I went through like some hard patches in my life where I was cut off from my family. So again, it's a thing where outside influence is not as strong as you think it is when you have a very, very strong foundation at home. You're going to Japan alone with your wife? No, we're going, it's my wife, my two friends, and my wife's brother. I come from a generation where it was normal to have kids 1921 as a woman. Now women are not even sure if they want to have kids at all. But it's not just that. It's because you have to understand, like as an example, my grandma had her first child at 18. My grandma didn't have to work anymore at 18 because her husband's income was enough to sustain the family. Nowadays, most jobs that say men do don't bring enough money to even sustain themselves, you know? So now put like a woman into that. Why is there people that work that don't get married early in life even though they want to? Well, because they don't even have money to get married. So if you don't even have money to get married or have a house or whatever, how are you gonna how are you gonna like have money to have a child? So I don't think it's a thing where like a lot of women don't want children. I think the real reason why the like child want is declining is because the environment that is created for children financially and mentally is just disgusting, you know? Yo, Mayuna, yeah, we're just talking about like raising children like in the society. Think that hypocritical if you done this grinded league to be where he is and you did social media? But how is that hypocritical? I don't think it's hypocritical because as an example, right? But if you're a prostitute, would you want your child, like let's say you came from a background of enslaved prostitution. Let's say you come from, let's say, you were grabbed from somewhere as a young child and forced into prostitution, brought into a different country, and then through like their system or whatever, you got out of it, and now, but it's the only thing you know. So now you do OnlyFans as an example, right? Which is also a form of prostitution. So then you have a child. For whatever reason, you have a child. Is it hypocritical to want a better life for your child than what you went through or you're still going through? Like, I don't think OnlyFans is not prostitution. It is. The literal definition of prostitution is sexual favors for financial exchange. You're not directly touching someone else's dick, but you're on purpose selling yourself and images, videos of yourself for sexual purposes. That is the definition of prostitution. If you don't define it that way, good for you. You know what I mean? It's just how I define it for myself. And you can sit there and you can say OnlyFans girls are models and they're content creators. Well, if you want to do that, good for you. For me, they're prostitutes. Like, it's as easy as that. Am I gonna treat them like less? No. But that's just my definition of it. They're a sex worker, but okay. A sex worker is a prostitute. Prostitution, the definition is sexual favors for money. It's literally digital prostitution, dude. Like, doesn't mean just because it didn't exist 10 years when it didn't occur 10 years ago, but let's say the word prostitution was brought to life 10 years ago, don't mean it can't be used for different purposes in a more digitalized world. Like, what? The better version of prostitution woman. Guys, prostitutes are not all forced into prostitution. You know that there's prostitutes that love doing their job. They're even on TikTok, like, educating about the job. I never said that being a sex worker or a prostitute is inherently something bad. What? Like, what? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my god, you're a sex, you're a prostitute. Like, it's like me being like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I like fly, like, I'm a gamer, and I play like fly simulator, and then people ask me what's my job, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a pilot. Like, no, call it what it is, dude. Like, I'm not gonna misrepresent like a job just because other people consider it with shame. Like, there's no shame in saying you're a prostitute, dude. Like, own that shit, you know what I mean? But for me, you're a prostitute. Like, what? Like, I'm not gonna be like, ew, a prostitute. It's just like, you're a prostitute. Like, what? Sex work is an umbrella term. Prostitution is part of it. Yeah, like, as an example, like, a sex worker for me could be like a domina, like a dominatrix, you know? That has like slaves. Like, most of the times when these women like do shit, the guy doesn't jerk off. He doesn't. Like, does he get satisfaction other ways that I won't understand? Probably. But it's like, she's not selling herself, you know? She's selling a service that doesn't have to do with her own body. So for me, that's sex work because it still has to do with sexual kinks. But she's not doing anything with herself. Like, she's just talking away or doing like tricks and flip and jumps with very weird items. I wouldn't consider that prostitution. That would be sex work. But like someone that like jumps on dick or like massages her tits and makes videos of that and posts that for money, that's prostitution, dude. Like, just because you don't touch it don't mean it's not the same thing. Like, if there's a prostitute in like a place, okay, in a room, and the guy tells the prostitute, stand in front of me and finger yourself. She's still a prostitute, dude. Because she's doing a sexual favor. Just because he doesn't touch her doesn't mean it's not prostitution. So if you consider prostitution only being physical touch, dude, do your thing. That's yours. Own it. It's not for me. For me, as soon as you use yourself for sexual favors, your body, you're a prostitute. I would consider a stripper a sex worker. Yeah, because in a good establishment, in a good entertainment industry, strippers don't jerk you off. You're not allowed jerking off in front of them. They're not allowed having any sexual relations. They're only allowed to be nice to the eye, to like make you hungry and then you eat somewhere else. You know what I mean? That's, for me, strippers are also sex workers, but not prostitutes. Some people define prostitution as physical touching or being the physical presence of the client. Yeah, and if that's their definition, like, go for it, you know? It's just not mine. My definition is, as long as your body is being used, or like you have sex on camera, which like most OnlyFans people do, or you like touch your titties or like your yitty or whatever of your body you touch in a sexual manner, the way someone else would touch you, and then you sell it so people can use it for sexual lusting, you're a prostitute in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. I own my opinion. I have reasons for my opinion. And if you have different reasons for your opinion, then you do you. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna shit on someone if they say, well, like let's say an OnlyFans girl would come to me and she's like, I don't consider myself a prostitute. Well, good for you. I do consider you that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's the same thing as like, if like, let's say someone would come up to me and they would tell me like, oh yeah, like, you're a content creator, or like you make content. And then I would say as an example, well, no, I'm like I'm a businesswoman, you know what I mean? Because like I have multiple businesses. Like, everyone, like, your definition of yourself or your definition of someone else, as long as it's like validated without like down looking on them, is like your thing. Even though I do look down on a lot of OnlyFans girls, but not on all of them, so I'm not gonna generalize that for me the word prostitution is something bad. OnlyFans is prostitution, I was stripping not. Men pay for a stripper to strip. But, okay, as an example, a stripper, right? Again, you, in a non-illegal, in the legal definition of where I'm from, where stripping is allowed, right? Because, like, every country has, like, different definitions of what a stripper, a legal stripper, is allowed. Strippers are not considered prostitutes in the eye of the law because you're not giving off sexual favors. So their tax bracket is something else than, let's say, someone that like does prostitution, which in a lot of countries is not allowed, while stripping is. In the normal definition of stripping, a stripper dances on a pole or gives like lap dances in private rooms. They are not allowed to jerk you off. You're not allowed jerking off in front of them. The only thing you're allowed is looking. Nothing else. You can look, and that's all the satisfaction you can get. Strippers, 8 out of 10 times, will not do anything sexual to you for extra money. That's the definition of an average stripper. Not saying that there aren't strippers that do OnlyFans, that there aren't strippers that will fuck you for money or anything like that. But the common definition of a stripper is just someone that does striptease, strips naked in front of you or dances in front of you, and then she leaves the stage and never talks to you again. If you keep her picture of her body in your mind, because you're not allowed taking pictures. So if you keep that image of her in your mind and then go outside, run into your car and jerk yourself off, well, that's on you, but that's not the purpose of what she's doing. Because in the établissement where you consume it, you're not allowed jerking yourself. Like, as an example, there's this anime convention over here where they do like a hentai watching thingy, okay? And you're not allowed jerking yourself off while you're in there. Like, they walk around with like cameras and like lights to see if people are actually like having hands in their pants. So as long as there's no physical, sexual purposes to it, it's not prostitution in my eyes. Because you're not doing anything to either one individual of the two participants in the agreement to have sexual favors. Can you have fantasies while doing it? Yeah. But dude, most people, when they walk down the street, they see someone attractive and they start a fantasy. So is that now a prostitute to you? No. But if you sell something for money that makes it so it will be used in 9.9 out of 10 times for sexual favors, you're a prostitute. Like, if you make videos where you literally get ranked into the ass by someone when the fattest fucking dildo is joined in your buttocks, in your butt cheeks, and you sell that for $20.99 online, and then someone texts you and tells you, I'll make it 100 if you shove that thing up your nose, you're a prostitute, dude. If you look up the definition from Merriam website, it is the act of practice of engaging sex acts, especially sexual intercourse in exchange for pay. Well, yeah, again, it is sexual. It is a form of intercourse. If you sit there, it's not an intercourse in between two intervening people, but like, you would, let's say your girlfriend cheats on you. She doesn't touch the guy, but she like fingers herself in front of him, and the guy sits on a chair and jerks off to it. That's still considered cheating. Like, she's still doing the act of something sexual. Everyone has other preferences in this, right? So for me, in my world, that's the view of prostitution. Like, dude, I'm not trying to explain to you that your view is not the correct way. You can, if you think prostitution starts when someone puts their body parts, whatever body parts, into another person's body parts, that's good for you, and you can stay with that. For me, it just doesn't. For me, the moment you purposefully make content, whatever that goes from stuffing shit up you or just touching yourself in a like certain type of way, and you sell that so people can have sex while watching it, do things with themselves, or do whatever weird shit they do with it, that's prostitution in my world. And a lot of girls engage in sexual acts with their subscribers. For example, sexual charged video calls also exists. Like, there's like a broad spectrum, right? Where it goes from underwear, just taking clothing off, to like actually getting railed the shit out of things. OnlyFans creators do pornography, which is very different to prostitution. Dude, like, Clay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It might be the point where you're just like making it even worse than it is for yourself. Haru, thank you for the tier 1 the 9th, and Tamara, thank you for 100 biddies. Like, I don't understand why people feel so offended by the word prostitution. Like, is that something so bad in your mindset? I don't think prostitution is a bad thing. I think prostitution is an incredibly good thing, actually. I think prostitutes, where they came from, the ground root of thinking of prostitutes is actually such a inherently good thing. Like, as an example, there's prostitution for people with disabilities that won't be able to have the experience of sexual intercourse any other way. Like, there's sex therapy. And it's like, I don't think prostitution inherently is something bad. Do I think what has become out of it digitally is a bad thing? 100%. Dude, I've been working with children for most of my life in my workspace. You know how badly, especially for girls, sex work has inflicted their lives? Like, as an example, one thing, like Bonnie Blue, is that her name? She went on a podcast and she was talking about how she's doing women a favor. Because, like, now men that would rape women don't rape women anymore because they can do it legally with her. And the funniest thing ever is that the crimes of violence, of rape and stuff, have just gone up instead of going down. So obviously the over-sexualization of women has absolutely brought women nothing but negative things. On top of that, next to that being like the worst impactful thing you can do to women overall, is the fact that we now have normalized a world in which there's a part of women that tell other women, well, it doesn't matter how the world views you. Men are only there for like spending money because they're fucking disgusting pieces of shit and they're only sexualizing people. So might as well like take money from them. And then the other side of the party is like, yo, if a woman had sex with one person, she's a fucking whore. So don't you dare get with a woman that like had slept with other men. It's like we're going back to like a world in which women are just like viewed as these sex objects that are literally nothing but that, and men are like just like dead brain cells, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like if there's a 40-year-old guy, 50-year-old guy, you know, that wants to marry a virgin, that like, I don't know, he can cheat on every second weekend and that's what he likes to do, well, okay, do it. Like, you can do it your life, whatever the fuck you want to do. But it's like, bro, if you sit there and you profit by making money off of like 14-year-old preteen boys that listen to your bullshit saying that it's less gay to like fuck like a transsexual like person from Thailand that has like, let's say, a penis still, then like a woman that's ugly is like the dumbest shit ever. So first of all, how is any of that gay if they're considered trans? How is any of that considered gay? Because like in my definition of the world, if you're a trans woman, you're a woman to me, right? So how is any of that gay? And then telling guys that it's like less gay if, like, what? What is happening, dude? Like, do you hear yourself? It's like me saying, guys, with COVID, we all should drink disinfection spray. I'm telling you, we're cleansing ourselves from the inside. Women themselves over-sexualize themselves. Okay, so you would tell that to, like, the average woman of, like, almost every... Let me not get it wrong. The percentage of women that get sexually assaulted the first time in their life is under the age of 10 years old. So you're telling me under 10-year-olds sexualize themselves on purpose. I didn't know. I wasn't aware, Gambit, that women under the age of 10 can even sexualize themselves to a point where someone would sexually assault them, and it's like, well, you did that to yourself. And I didn't know that we sexualizing, let's say, someone in a short skirt is like a normal thing, right? Like, that we think a woman that's wearing, let's say, a string bikini, right, is doing that to get attention is just batshit crazy. Like, it just shows how fucked up the world is of thinking that that is like purposely done to like impress someone. Like, what? I don't have issues with OF sex workers. What I do have problems with is the OF girls who say that it's not sex work and glorifying it for younger generations. Well, again, I also don't have an issue with sex work overall. I don't think sex work is something bad. I think it has been one of the first jobs that ever existed in human history, and I think it will be probably one of the last ones that ever existed. I just think that especially with digitalization, we've gone into this like world where the way we view it is horrible. Like, we view it as like, oh, you don't need education, just like show your pussy for like 10 years and then like you have all the money in the world. Like, everyone wants to like thinks you're like the most disgusting thing on the world, because that's still how people view, as an example, OnlyFans girls, or sex workers overall. And it's still like such a job that's considered with like associated with so much shame from society, not the individuals themselves. But then we sit there and we're like, oh yeah, like let's involve minors into it and stuff like that. Let's make it normal to pimp out people. It's like the whole industry itself is built on such a disgusting thing. Because if you would think, right, let's say you guys are on the street right now. Let's say you go on the street with your daughter, right? And you think OnlyFans and stuff like that is completely fine, right? Overall. Not that sex work is fine, like OnlyFans itself is fine. And you go onto the street, and like a 20-year-old girl would come up to your 17 or 18-year-old daughter, and she would tell her, oh my god, you are so beautiful. I have this like management that you can go under, and I know like how you can make easy money, and like you can pay all your stuff, your first apartment, whatever. Like I'll help you. Like it worked for me. Like I can do that all for you. Like I'll help you do it. You would think to yourself, something about this isn't right. If it's a man doing it, we would consider that a pimp. Pimping out women, right? But now we let people on social media use it, let people use their accounts and don't hold them accountable for being a pimp. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now we accept people for pretty privileges, even though they've used minors to promote their sex working websites, their prostitution videos, whatever the fuck. How's any of this, like, not something that people are more, like, enraged about, you know what I mean? Because that's my issue with it. I don't have an issue with sex work overall, dude. Like, you're gonna catch me in a strip club. I like me watching some ladies with big yitties, you know what I mean? But, like, the second children get involved, or it's like involving young adults into that space, even though they should not be in that space, that's when I have issues with it. And it's not just that, like, we can even start with just the topic of, like, it being a scam overall. Like, they're telling you, oh, I'm sexting with you, or, like, I'm sending you all these things because you're so special, while it's, like, an Indian 40-year-old guy that's, like, texting you and making your dick hard. Haru, how you doing? Hab einen auf TikTok gesehen, die ihr Fotos und Videos jetzt macht und dann verkauft will, wenn sie 60 ist. Gut für sie, Digga. Wie gesagt, so, ich habe kein Problem, so, wenn Leute OnlyFans machen. Kommt immer drauf an, wie du es machst. Und muss man einfach sagen, Main-Prozentualteil von Leuten, die es machen, ist einfach dreckig. Have you ever been touched inappropriately as much as when I was a minor? Same for me. I've been less sexualized while being an adult than I was when I was a child. Well, one thing is women capitalize off the behavior of men, and the other thing is that it's so fundamentally wrong with human sexualizing anything and everything nowadays. Well, I overall agree with the fact that, like, the oversex, it starts even with small things. So as an example, I was working on a study when I was still in school for being like a children's caretaker, and you have to like write like some essays and stuff, and I was writing an essay on oversexualization of children online, and I was writing about like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, of predatory behaviors of parents posting their children. It already starts there, of like mothers knowing that their child makes money and there being no laws protecting that kid from their mom stuffing like a corn dog with mayonnaise into their mouth and filming them while doing it, knowing exactly what type of audience that will reach. What happened to all your old previous streams? I want to watch the ones I missed. Well, the ones I have had up, they're up. But you have to understand that Twitch, like, deletes VODs after, like, a specific amount of time. But I can't tell you how long. But I think there's, like, a YouTube channel that uploads all my streams. It's also creepy because a lot of the OnlyFans girls will post photos of them as minors in order to promote their pages. Well, best example is that Piper Rocal girl. Her mom literally pimped her out while she was still minor. And no one sees an issue with that. I used to get catcalled when I was like in high school, but now that I'm adult, shit never happens. Harry, have you read any Sarah J. Maas? Yeah, but like, look, she's a Zionist, isn't she? I think Twitch deleted VODs after 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think after a time. Is it your channel? The one that uploads on YouTube? Nah. I don't know. It's some random person. I don't know them. Yeah, but I have read Sarah J. Maas books. The only ones that I read were Throne of Glass and ACOTAR. Yeah. But yeah, again, like I would never go to a sex worker and tell them like, oh my god, you piece of disgusting shit. Like, never. Like, I don't even go to OnlyFans girls that, in my opinion, are predators. Because, like, for me, it's like, as an example, like that Bonnie Blue girl that like everyone has like, thank God, an issue with, that she sits there and she's like, she likes him barely legal. Like, imagine a guy saying that. Imagine a guy saying he likes him barely legal. We would all sit there and call CPS on them. So why don't we do it with her? You know what I mean? It's very weird. It's a very, we're in a time right now with the world that's very scary. Very, very scary. Very scary, yeah. I mean, the pregnancy shit she's doing, that's mental. Dude, you don't know half of it. You know, there's like women online, which I also didn't know, that I like found out at some point in doing research, that there's women that do exclusively breastfeeding OnlyFans content. Do you think the world will get scarier, will get better at dealing with it? That's a good question. That is a freaking good question. I think we're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be so inherently bad that like it's all gonna collapse, and then there's like a reforce of new things that are hopefully gonna change it. Are they gonna change it? I don't know. I just think that the world is gonna collapse, because right now, you have to understand, back in the day, the world used to be a little bit more right, left, and middle. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it's like right, left, rich, poor. Like, there's no middle ground. And the middle ground usually should be always the biggest. The middle ground should always, always, always be the biggest. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how society works. Like, society functions the best with the middle ground. Because you're gonna have people that don't agree with you 100%, and that's fine. Like as an example, if someone sits there and they tell me, you know, like let's say there's a guy, right? And he tells me, I would never date a trans woman. Right? I don't agree with that. If I would be single right now, right? And I would meet a guy as a heterosexual woman, and he would tell me, like, you know, like, I'm trans, I was born a biological woman, I wouldn't care. The only point where I would care is for the sexual intercourse, just because I have preferences, but that's nothing that you can't work with. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, dude, strap it on, babes, and hit it raw. Pull and pray, babes. But, like, if a guy would tell me, you know, like, oh, I don't want it. Like, I don't feel comfortable with it. But he doesn't treat trans women differently. Like, he views them as women. He treats them with respect. and he doesn't like make them feel anything less than a woman, what do I give a shit who you fuck, who you date? You know what I mean? As long as you don't tell people in their face, like, oh, you're disgusting because of this, and this. Like, people will always have different opinions, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with, like, there. You know how often I've heard, like, mothers, like, okay, how often? Twice. I've had mothers tell me that they find it disgusting that their son is dating a ratchet girl with tattoos. And it's like, you can have that. You don't have to like tattoos, you know what I mean? But, like, you don't have to make someone feel bad for having them, you know? So I think it's so normal, and it will never change that our society will have different views on topics, things, whatever. What is important is that we don't make it other people's problems if we don't like something, you know what I mean? Like, just because you like something don't mean you can let it out on other people. Especially when they didn't do anything to you, right? Like, who do you give a shit about? Who fucks who? Like, what? So, the problem is that nowadays we don't have a middle ground anymore. Like, there's no middle thing where people have, like, split opinions about topics. Like, maybe politically they're more left, but then they have some traditional right views in their private life. Whatever it is, whatever mix of thingies it is, right? The middle ground does not exist that much anymore. It still exists, but it doesn't exist as much. And, like, same with that is, like, with the difference that we were talking about when it comes to, like, rich and poor people. Like, the average middle class is, like, getting less and less, you know what I mean? Because it either pushes hardcore into, like, being, like, poor, or it turns into, like, being really wealthy. And it's just the thing where it's, like, that's not a good way where the world is going, you know? I think our generation is so messed up after watching Nickelodeon as children, those poor children act as workers under Dan Schneider. Yeah, probably part of it. When's next YouTube video? Saturday. But just the fact that everything is easily accessed, all of it happened before. I'm sure I wasn't just so readily available on a daily, and most of it was being closed doors. Well, I type of agree with it. I agree that a lot of the stuff that's happening now was already happening, but it wasn't, like, as public as it is nowadays. But I still am stuck on the opinion that there's a reason why we have so many people, even though we're so much of a, like, we're still not where we should be, but we're still considered, like, 50 years ago, we're way more public with things. We call out people, we let people live out more their selves than we used to. It's still not where it should be, but more than we used to. And it's, like, at a point where like, you would think that, like, suicide rates get better, you would think that mental health gets better, you would think that so many things would turn for the better with that change, but it doesn't, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, positive change doesn't always bring positive other changes. It can bring negative other changes. So, like, as an example, let's say with people being more willing to come out, that should be a positive thing, right? Like, oh, people finally can, like, live their true selves. And then the negative of that is, well, now people are getting killed for being themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, I would agree with you 100%, but I would still add to the fact that the change that we've living through are still bringing out more negatives. Like, as an example, just a little example, 5 years ago, before, like, when COVID happened, I was a streamer, right? And I would stream way more open with clothing. Like, sitting like this is not very comfortable, let me tell you. Like, I like wearing tight clothing. I like wearing spaghetti t-shirts. It's more comfortable, right? When I started streaming, I would just stream. Nowadays, it's like, I don't even have to wear clothing that are revealing. It's enough that I post something on TikTok that brings someone on my Twitch to tell me that I'm an OnlyFans whore. People constantly asking me when I'm doing OnlyFans. People telling me, oh, I'll pay you money to make OnlyFans. Like, all these things did not exist 5 years ago as much as they do nowadays. Like, as an example, back in the day, like, if I think about just Twitch, like, before COVID, Twitch was like, you would go on there and you would watch like gaming stuff and like cosplay stuff, you know? Like, the most women would do is like gaming stuff, you know what I mean? Or like cosplaying, like artsy stuff. And then when COVID happened, dude, it turned into like low-key like Pornhub 2.0, you know what I mean? So it's like there is change 100% that has become like negative in my opinion. Because mind you, I'm not saying again that sex work is a bad thing. I'm just saying like Twitch is a platform accessible for 13 plus. So do I think we should show half naked people that are like not just being half naked because they want to be half naked, but they're half naked to advertise their sex working platforms where they do prostitution on them? Absolutely, I don't think it should be on a website that is for minors. Easy as that. But they will never get rid of these types of people because it makes money and money rules the world. So you said you will start to get active again on social media next week? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, like, now the birthdays are done. This week, I'm just preparing some more stuff for my company. And then next week, I should be fresh mind and able to go into everything. What chair do you have? Exclamation mark chair. Okay, guys. Do you believe in voodoo? I believe the energy you put out in the world has consequences. Do I believe that, like, especially voodoo exists? I don't know, but I do believe that there is. If I put, like, let's say I wish bad on other people, I think that has consequences. Do I say there's consequences for the people you put it on or whatever? No, but maybe as consequences for yourself, like karma, you know? Are you agnostic? What does agnostic mean? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to, like, religion, I only know, like, the German terms. Ooh. Are you opening the door?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. When will you guys move out? I don't know yet. I put your face in my voodoo doll. I'm trying to learn, but I'm too scared to use my own face. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I absolutely do not give you consent to do any religious types of belief types of stuff with my face. But, like, at the end of the day, if you print out my face and stick it somewhere, I cannot hold you back from doing that. You know what I mean? There's one religion that believes everything you put out in the world comes 7 times as bad back to you. So if you do something good, it comes 7 times good back to you. And if you do something bad, it comes 7 times bad back to you. As a person who believes that nothing is known, you can be known about the existence for God for... Okay, so, you know, there is a God, but you don't know which one, therefore you remain ignorant about it. Well, yeah, then I would probably consider myself agnostic. Because I do believe there is something out there. I just don't believe in, like, the religions. I think religion is a man-made thing. But that's my opinion. I'm not trying to tell you guys that your religion is wrong. I'm just saying for my beliefs in my life, I think there's something out there. I just think religions are man-made cults. What if I make the doll play jungle? Dude, please don't. That might be the worst thing ever. So if it sounds weird, but we legit have the same face shape, and seeing your makeup and Twitch makes me happy and more confident. I got you, BBG. I got you, BBG. Hello, BB, what's up? I'm generally a non-believer, but I do believe that things to happen for a reason. Well, yeah, I also believe that. I just don't know where it comes from, you know? It's kind of like the question of, like, who was there, the egg or the chicken first? I don't know, dude. I just like chicken nuggets. That was a crazy thing. That was a crazy thing to say. How's Dantes? He's working right now. But yeah, guys, I actually have to go offline now because I still have to send my dad for an Etsy package that he has to pick it up tomorrow morning before he goes to sleep. And I also have to make myself something to eat because I actually am super, super hungry. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming by today. We're not gonna actually, we streamed a little bit longer today. W used the chat for that. We're gonna see each other again on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big stream though. It's a big stream though. So be hyped, be ready. And also because of the Depop thing, if you guys wanted to buy the plushies, I'm gonna upload them probably later today. I'm gonna send the link into Discord. So if you wanna check it out, !Discord. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for today's stream. Thank you for all the subbies, all the follows. We're gonna see each other again on Saturday. Love you guys lots.